Hello there, lovely. Good afternoon, and welcome to Camnet TV's Lunchtime Cafe right here on your community digital station. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Joe Smarter. Now, this afternoon, we pay homage to the man that has been busy since the Petaoke election, and we are talking about New Congress Party President, Pastor Reverend Peter Chanda, who joins us this afternoon. Pastor Chanda, good to see you and welcome.
Thank you, and good afternoon to all the viewers.
Okay, let's get into it. Petaoke, the New Congress Party candidate, Mr. Simon Banda, emerged victorious in the Petaoke Central by-election, winning with 13,180 votes. Pastor Chanda, what significant implications does this victory have on Zambian politics, especially with the 2026 general elections on the horizon?
Well, I want to state that it is a litmus test that has proved to the whole world and to all the Zambian people that the wind of change is evident. It has demonstrated the fact that the Zambian people are sick and tired of a brutal regime that only know how to arrest people, but they don't know how to arrest the economy. It is a sign that come 2026, UPND is exiting the governance of this country. I want to attribute the victory of the Tonse Alliance candidate who stood on the NCP ticket to one Edgar Chagwarungu. This victory is dedicated to President Edgar Chagwarungu, who has defeated President Hakainde Hichilema. We told the people on the ground that the battle here, and the reason why you look at the maneuvers that happened in the life of JJ, President Hakainde Hichilema's aim was to humiliate President Edgar Lungu from his home village. When you look at the issues that surrounded Emmanuel JJ Banda, and I want to dedicate this victory to Emmanuel JJ Banda as well.
Okay.
I want to dedicate this victory to the resilient fight and commitment from the people of Petaoke. They've demonstrated bravery, just like they sing Kasonke na Matsinga Botere Chipaniching na Mongandine Mbuli. So the people of Petaoke, they've shown courage.
Okay.
They've demonstrated that with the courage, resilient, loyalty, and commitment, we are able to achieve greater things. I want to attribute this victory to the Patriotic Front. The Patriotic Front has proved to the whole world that it's still a formidable force to reckon with.
Okay.
As you may be aware, Tonse Alliance operates under the anchorship of the Patriotic Front. And for those that thought Patriotic Front is finished, I want to say the real Patriotic Front is not in the papers that have been held with I don't know whether it's Mao Champa or Chavinga.
Okay.
The Patriotic Front membership have demonstrated on the ground that they are a force to reckon with.
Okay.
And lastly, I would like to attribute this victory to the tractor structures that were left by JJ. JJ campaigned under the tractor structure in Petaoke, and all the ward councillors except one, the one in Minga, are independent councillors who stood on the structures. So I want to state that the new era in redeeming Zambia's democratic tenets has begun. The wind of change is hovering, and that wind of change is being enforced by the Tonse Alliance. And I'm privileged, and I want to say thanks to the Council of Leaders and His Excellency Dr. Edgar Chagwarungu for choosing NCP as a special purpose vehicle.
Okay. Now, President Chanda, is this a wake-up call to the ruling party? This victory in Petaoke?
This is definitely a wake-up call, because I can tell you You can see that they've become so jittered in such a way that they use their emotion to fire their provincial executive, dissolve their provincial executive. I can tell you that wherever I've been across the country, UPND doesn't have structures on the ground. They don't have. Even in Lusaka, I don't think they have the structure. Because people are suffering. We are suffering together with the people on the ground who are considering themselves UPND members. Only a few people are benefiting. They don't have a broader empowerment program or encompassing program that brings the people together. So as I am speaking right now, the winning of Petauke has demonstrated one thing, that UPND is an expired political project which cannot be sold on the political market of this country.
Okay.
It's a wake-up call.
It's a wake-up call.
They need to know that they better start packing their bags in advance, because there's only 1 year, 2 months.
So come 2026?
Dons Alliance is forming the first NCP government.
Fantastic. Let me try to find out, President Chanda, you have been consistent when it comes to politics. You have even surpassed political parties that have been there. You now have a member of parliament in the August House. First of all, how does this make you feel?
It's a humbling moment. The Bible is very clear. It says God rejects the proud, but he gives grace to the humble. I can tell you, when the returning officer was declaring, I shed tears. Of course, tears of joy, and all I could say was, wow, this far the Lord has brought us, Ebenezer. I want to portray to the world, and I want to be a symbol of royalty to the world. I want to be a symbol of consistency and commitment. And you may be very much aware that I used to say it. You would ask me, you guys, to say, why are you not participating in this? And I would always tell you to say, I wouldn't want to participate in the by-elections or in an election where I know that I'm going to get a zero.
I remember
because
that.
A zero is not my portion. I believe in God Almighty, and God himself works out things in his own way. He says all things work out for good to they that love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. So for me, this moment is not a moment of taking pride, but it's a moment of reflecting on the will of God, to say, here the will of God prevailed, and my political stance in believing and subscribing to ECL has paid dividends.
We'll take a break.
Am I right, Jaya?
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much for still joining us, and sincere apologies for that breaking transmission. We are living in the era of load shedding. We continue our discussion with President Peter Chanda from the New Congress Party, NCP. Now, before we were rudely interrupted by load shedding, President Chanda, you were telling us how humbling this experience has been for you to have a member of parliament for the first time under the NCP party.
Yes, I stated to say it's a very humbling moment, and I strongly believe we embrace this victory with utmost humility, because it's a demonstration of the fact that the scripture is always true. The Bible says the battle is not for the swift, nor the race for the strong, but time and chance is given to all. And I believe this is the time and chance for the Tons Alliance. Our first participation in Kawamba by-election happened a month after, that was almost 43 days after Tonse was formed.
Okay.
And when you look at how we performed, we literally won those elections, except but the people of Petauke stood resilient. So I can be able to tell you to say it's a collective victory. It's a victory that is a plus for all of us.
Do you take it lightly?
No.
Do you take it lightly?
No, we don't take it lightly. We believe that the grace of God has prevailed, and it is by His grace that He has given us the grace to carry this nation and give this nation an alternative government.
Okay, so viewers, we are with the New Congress Party President, President Peter Chanda, with us this particular afternoon, and you can come through obviously with your contributions and contribute on this particular platform. You can go ahead, Mr. President, on this particular platform and be able to participate on this platform. Okay, that's better. Okay, so we continue with our discussion this particular afternoon. Now, in response to their loss in Petauke, the UPND has resolved its Eastern Province executive, citing internal divisions and incompetence. As a politician, President Chanda, does this mean the NCP and the Tonse Alliance has disrupted the UPND structures in Eastern Province?
First and foremost, there are no, like you have heard from Joabim Tonga, the former provincial chairman for UPND. He has stated to say there are no structures to talk about in
Eastern Province.
So UPND doesn't have structure, even in Kawamba. No wonder they ferry cadres, because if you have the structures on the ground, it's inconsequential for you to carry people from Lusaka to help you campaign, and for those people to be beating up people, grabbing people's phones and properties. So I want to state that UPND at the moment, even here in Lusaka, they've lost grip on the ground. Because the Zambian people can accept lies, but to some extent. People were told 14 hours. By 14 hours, after being sown in at 10 hours, the kwacha will appreciate against the dollar. Because he has got billionaires and investors that will bring $28 billion in Zambia's economy. Nothing has happened. Baisa tuwe futu kwa tiyo akabunga kakabwerera pa 50 kwacha. Today abantu nga bale fokushita kwa kabunga ka 230 kuya mkulala palaini. So do you expect people to be blindly following? The people of Petauke are farmers. They are buying fertilizer at 1,300, 1,250 respectively. Do you expect people to continue cropping The answer is hell no. So, Tons Alliance has shaken the UPND. We have raised the yellow card in Kawambwa. We have raised a red card for them to say, come 2026 and any other by-election that you are bringing, we are defeating you. Kuya bebe.
Okay. So when you look at the outcome of the elections in Petauke Central, President Chanda, is this what the Zambian people have been harboring, and now it has manifested in Petauke?
I want to tell you that the Zambian people are hurt, and now they've demonstrated that courage. By the way, I want to extend an invitation to the dissolved, whatever. You are free to come and join the Tons Alliance. You are welcome. We have big room for everyone. And for us, we don't believe in firing and dissolving institutions, dissolving people when there is an election. They needed to do a postmortem and know that what has happened, rather than making emotional decisions. So I want to state that the UPND definitely is disoriented at this point, because Honorable Cornelius Smith was boasting to say there is no opposition. But I want to assure the nation and the UPND government that your biggest opposition is not ourselves. The biggest opposition that you have is the people of Zambia. Okay. It is the people. And the people of Petauke, they've demonstrated it. Do you know what? A lot of vote buying, a lot of malpractices were happening. People have been given money, people have been given mini meal, people have been given maize. But at the end of the day, they got the 8 and they did the Tonti Kubeva with Adinadinash.
Okay, dear viewers, you have heard it for yourselves. Please come through and also offer your voice on 0973 852700. That's 0973 852700. Now, the Tonse Alliance is relatively a new coalition. Put up a strong fight in the Kawambwa by-election, a Pambasha by-election, and the Petauke by-election. Although they didn't win these two by-elections, their performance has been held as significant achievement. Now, some analysts are predicting a potential victory in the 2026 general elections, President Chanda. Do you also share this notion?
Very true. Okay. Very true. I can be able to assure you that come 2026, Tonse Alliance is forming government. We will have the Tonse NCP government
in place.
2026 in place. We have demonstrated. We gave them a yellow card in Kawambwa.
Okay.
And in that yellow card, they did Mingarato and overturned and got our votes. But this time around in Petauke, we didn't want to leave any stone unturned, and we know how to counter their Mingarato. So now we have a formula, a winning formula in place.
Okay.
We will use the Petauke, how do they call? Mapatiza formula. Now
so
we use the
formula in 2026.
We use the Petauke formula. And we are urging all the Zambian people to say, look, the only thing that the people of Petauke demonstrated was courage.
Okay.
Bravery. Commitment. Patriotism. And resilience. And we want that to be inculcated in each and every Zambian. Tonse Alliance means business. We have given you an alternative. The alternative is Tonse. The way to go is Tonse. The party to vote for is NCP.
Okay, awesome. The recent by-elections have set the stage for an intense battle in the 2026 general elections, President Chanda. Now, with the new Congress Party's victory in Petauke Central and the Tonse Alliance strong showing in Kawambwa, opposition parties are gaining momentum. My question to you, President Chanda, is, will this momentum be enough to unseat the ruling party?
We are building on the momentum, and more political leaders are coming on board. We will have next week, I think we will have a presser where we'll be receiving even some of the leaders that had gone to the UPND Alliance. They are coming on board. So basically, I want to assure you that Tonse Alliance means business, and our business is to deliver the Zambian people from the current economic situation that they are going through. Today, no Zambian is smiling. Today, people are eating one meal. If they eat that even one meal, then they are even lucky. Today, people are buying to Palmera, which are the worst case scenarios. I want to assure you that we can't live in a country where investors from outside are more important than its own citizens. Today, the Zambian mines are not producing anything. So Tonse Alliance will ensure that we lower the cost of living. We ensure that we subsidize where we're supposed to subsidize, to ensure that the Zambian people get the relief, but will get the rightful taxes from the mining sector. Because you can't be losing out 3.2 billion in a year, and you're going to queue up for 1.3 million. What nonsense is that? So basically, therefore, let's be together, tinkale pamozi, tinkale tonse pamozi. And when we unite, there is nothing that stops victory when you unite. People were saying alliances do not work. Tonse has demonstrated within 90 days that we have been in existence from the time Tonse was launched. We have produced a member of parliament as Tonse. So I want to state that we mean business, and we call upon many stakeholders that share this dream of liberating the Zambian people and begin to work towards giving the Zambian people the economic emancipation that they need, unlike what is prevailing on the ground.
Okay. Your views on the Bank of Zambia's new currency notes, President Chanda. We have received a statement, and the media has reported widely that the Bank of Zambia governor did agree that the 100 kwacha note has lost value. Your quick reaction?
Oh, that is very unfortunate. We already told the Zambian people. I have already stated. I stated even before, and I want to state now. Denny Karera is an incompetent governor of the Bank of Zambia. You can't move on to your predecessor fired the person. You go to hire the same person. See where we are now. At least there was a bit of decency in Anguchashu, Pauliam Foraka 3,500. Balapendra go to the Tungoto. Papa, bakupendera go to the 30 something. Ero bakupera. Urefu mpariana now send akanyampuku wakati kemeko. Nomba bakupera to 7. Baya kupera to the wata ndama pokufura bakupera to 7 utuma 500 kwa chongo fora 35. Ngo fora 2 pin yana ni problem. Ngo fora 1 pin ni 2 ero pada ure tira ure tontonga ya naraso pasano wankongore wakaponya ka 500. Kara shupa ko. So let me state one thing. We have an economist in State House who has failed to fix the economy. Vera to be pavantati au inena disambia economist. Gani shifo basambili lero twaishiba lero kwa basambili shafe kushtisha fe. Ashtisha mupani. Impia tasha ingira treasury. But meanwhile, I want now send a 51% shares who come and follow up that.
Okay. And are you that when you say that, President Peter Chanda, maybe the viewers might be scared out there to say, aren't we going to see political retribution or revenge?
There will be nothing like that. It will be simply reversing what is right. You understand, and upholding what is right. You understand, and reversing what is wrong. So basically, I want to state that the Mopani copper mine deal, it's a fraud. As long as any asset has not gone through Parliament, the Constitution is very clear. Government, if they want to dispose of any asset, they look. So the CCMIH will be required to reclaim back their 20% shares in First Quantum Mine, and the First Quantum CCMIH will have any more. Immediately, Tonse forms government, you better retain the 20% shares that were handed over without parliamentary approval. So any process of any state asset, even the shares, those are assets of the state.
Exactly.
So our take is simple. We want to create a government that will embrace all the people. We want to make sure that we reciprocate the godly type of leadership where, even as the Bible declares, that when the righteous rule, people rejoice. Our goal will be to make sure that we will not take the route of witch hunting, but we will definitely restore things. The ndola lusaka dio courage when ama target before na road itairapwa bachita surrender to the whatever. That is wrong. Parliament has not looked into that. So anything that has not gone through a parliamentary process of disposing of assets, of transferring assets, transferring shares that belong to the government, we will deal with that.
Okay. President Chanda, also, you being a clergyman, there has been an arrest of a clergyman on the Copper Belt, Pastor Duncan Simuchimba. Would like to get your views as a fellow clergyman.
It's very unfortunate that now we are living in a country where freedom of expression and speech becomes an issue. When others were speaking and saying, if we lose an election, there will be Armageddon here. There will be Armageddon here. Others were insulting whatsoever. I remember why the Pashani Bare Mona Bridge Bamuna bridge, you can't be going through this. This bridge would have been worked on after all Nishmuntuinangu afakamatako yake Pachani Pandarama za ziko. Benangwana kamba so chape.
Okay.
So release Pastor Duncan. And that is my call. I'm joining the voices of Honorable Godfrida Sumaire and others who have said that clergymen have a duty, and that duty is to provide guidance to the nation. Pastor Duncan Simchimba has been consistent in providing guidance. And I remember as a clergy, I used to do what Pastor Duncan Simchimba is doing. You understand? And at a later stage, I decided, let me get into actual politics. So my take to President Hakainde Hichilema, don't take pride, sir, in taking people to jail. Take pride in building the country's economy. Nga mwawesha kufia kawunga kale mwaka wesha pa 50. Tukalala ndenshi. Mwaisa wesha fuel parapen pa 12 kwacha mwarantile. The question now is that the fuel is at 30 something, 35 kwacha petrol. But balan joko watu wa PF baleiba 3 kwacha. The question is, who is taking the rest? Pastor Duncan Simchimba, I hear he was arrested for talking and standing up for the marketeers who were almost misplaced and the like. I'm not privy to the statement, but that's what I hear of exactly what he said. But at the end of the day, he's taken to court and is convicted. And when he goes to the correctional facility, he's beaten up to an extent that he could not walk. So my take is very simple. We are in a Christian nation. And when you touch the anointed of the Lord, there are repercussions.
Okay.
Kaunda disrespected the Catholic Church. Where is he today? Frederick Chuma could not adhere to what the church was propagating. You saw what happened. So any government, any person that stands up against the men of God, their situation, their consequences. The people and men of God are people that we should respect. Nangabalanda kumfwa because balerandako abantu and lesareva bomfya. So my take is that it is very unfortunate that my brother Duncan Simchimba is going through what he's going through. I'll be able to find time to visit him, but I want to state that it's very unfortunate. Let's restore the democratic tenets that we were accorded across the country. In Africa, Zambia was a beacon of democracy. And the Tonse Alliance will aim to restore that status.
Okay. Pastor President Peter Chanda, as we begin to wind up, let me get your views. There is a concern from members of the public that there is a high cost of living out there. As NCP, how are you going to address this particular thorny issue?
In the first place, I want to state that come 2026, as the Lord gives us the grace to form government, our number one priority will be to ensure that we lower the cost of living within the first 100 days. Meaning, the first budget presentation of Tonse, we have to speak to that. We have to restore the mineral road tax to ensure that the mining conglomerates pay the rightful taxes. We're not going to condone any situation where certain people have certain privileges and certain incentives for a particular period of years. No. Payment of mineral road tax will be compulsory to all. The proceed from that can enable us to subsidize on fuel and subsidize on electricity and subsidize on key sectors that will make everyone subsidize on agriculture to ensure that at the end of the day, every Zambian is able to benefit. Let me tell you, even the United States of America subsidizes to its citizens in one way or the other. We cannot allow a situation where our people pay through their nose. We cannot allow a situation where our people continue to get higher taxes. We will be able to, the manifesto will be able to come out, but I'm sure one of the recommendations from NCP into the Council of Leaders as we formulate the manifesto for the Tonse Alliance will be to ensure that we reduce the taxes. When we reduce the taxes, we will leave companies with liquidity to expand. You understand? For instance, you can't have domestic taxes to be maybe at 45% or why not reduce a bit to 30%? You understand? Where they are paying 35%, you reduce to 30%, meaning the company will have some liquidity to expand. And in that, there will be production. In that, there will be more people paying taxes. In that, the people will be smiling. So we want to see how tax concessions can be given to all Zambians by simply looking at domestic taxes, customs, and other issues, reducing to a particular. But look at this government. Everything is going forward. There has been an increase in withholding tax. There has been an increase in a lot of taxes within the country. Even in Chabe, talk time, Yamene, data. Those days, when you buy a 10 kwacha, it was 120 something minutes. Now only 85, but 20 kwacha, 85 minutes, which is very bad. So we'll look at all sectors and ensure that we reduce the cost of living by creating an enabling environment that will make people thrive in all areas.
Okay. And the issues that have to do with load shedding, President Chanda, how are you going to address load shedding? We've had suggestions coming from different stakeholders before and after forming government, and hence we are asking you this question. As an opposition political party leader, what steps are you going to put in place, step-by-step solutions to the issues that have to do with load shedding? Pastor Peter Chanda.
Let me tell you that I'm a person that has a registered company that requires to bring the technology of renewable energy in the country. I've invested my money and my time in that. And I want to state that it is unfortunate that today we have load shedding and industries are not performing in the country, which is very unfortunate when there was an alternative solution. Tapero, from 2017, we began to work on the waste to energy. First and foremost, I want to state that we shall embrace initiatives of establishing alternative sources of energy that are guaranteed and away from dependence on hydropower that comes through the water that comes from our rains and the like. We will ensure that waste to energy projects are established. As it is, I can tell you, as of December 31st, 2022, or 2021, under this very new government, there was an approval for us to set up the first waste to energy power plant in the country, which has been sabotaged just because I'm a politician. We were supposed to bring in $250 million to set up a waste to energy power plant at Chunga landfill, but this government could not let this project proceed, despite us taking them to India. So we have got investors on the line to bring alternative solutions. We took them to India. They saw the state-of-art equipment. We came back. The people from India came here. We took them to their offices. But I want to tell you that that project has not ticked off simply because I'm a politician and I'm running a company. So first, we will make sure that we create an enabling environment for renewable source of energy. And I've got an idea. And I've got those ideas that I know that we will bring on board on the Tonse Fora and on the Tonse Council of Leaders to ensure that we look at all areas. I can tell you, we have Ndola Energy in the country, which produces the alternative power, but I don't think this government is getting power from Ndola Energy. There are a lot of other small companies that establish different sources of power, including solar. And I want to tell you that none of those projects that were already established are allowed to pump into the grid. They've closed up those. So we'll make sure that we minimize on the export, but make sure that first we sustain the local market. You cannot kill your own children and sustain others from outside. So we'll review those policies that they've made. You know, politics is about policy formulation. And I believe we have a duty to shape the destiny of this country by making right policies that empower our people first, just like Donald Trump has demonstrated that first empowerment goes to the American before we look at others. That's why even in the spreading of the gospel, the Lord Jesus himself told us that you shall be my witnesses in Jerusalem, then Judea, and then the uttermost world. So basically, I believe we have a duty to shape the destiny of this country. And the destiny of this country can only be shaped by the Zambian people. You cannot grow the economy, Tapera, through donor funding. No. You only grow the economy by acknowledging the resource base that you have. The other thing that I would want to say that we desire to make sure that we do is to make sure that we revive Zamgold as well. To make sure that we are mining the gold that we are mining. Bank of Zambia is buying and preserving in its strategic reserves. That is a policy that we advocated as NCP. You remember, I talked about it so much. Christopher Mvunga's Bank of Zambia governor and cabinet embraced that. That is, I'm talking about the cabinet of His Excellency Edgar Lungu. They captured that and Zamgold was created. And they began buying gold. I don't know if that gold is still there in the reserves up to now. We don't hear anything. You understand? So I want to state that we will put this country back on shape and ensure that we have minimal hours of load shedding. Because if I say we are going to completely erase it, but we will make sure that before the 5-year tenure of office ends, Zambia will not be talking about load shedding. And that was possible.
You're on record.
I'm on record. I want to tell you. But in the first instance, we have to work towards ensuring that we minimize and ensure that adequate electricity is supplied to our local industries and our people.
Okay, fantastic. President Peter Chanda, President of the New Congress Party, the largest constituency in the country is watching the Zambian people. We also have the people of Petoke Central, where you do have a representation. They are watching, and also supporters and the alliance are glued to Camnet TV right now. My question to you is, what message of assurance are you giving them? What are you pledging that come 2026, when they give you a mandate, you won't subject them to what they're being subjected to currently?
In the first place, I want to tell the people of Zambia that, number one, we are led by a veteran politician who is the chairman of the Tonsa Alliance, the 60th Republican President, Dr. Edgar Chagwarungu, and you all know what he did. You all know his capability in developing the country, and will not be able to let you down. All of us, I for one am a disciple of one Edgar Chagwarungu. I remain committed and loyal to him. He is the man that is at the helm, he is a torchbearer of the Tonsa Alliance. Come 2026, just like we have demonstrated, look at the challenges that we've gone through, being beaten up, our phones being stolen by UPND cadres, but we did not give up until we gave you the first baby, who is Simon Banda, who is the current member of parliament for Petoke Central, under Tonsa Alliance NCP ticket. I want to assure the Zambian people that the winning formula is here, and we are ready to win any coming by-elections. Our goal for now is to unite and agree with you, the people, that together we stand. And as we stand together, let us believe that united, when we stand united, we will definitely prosper. The sky is the limit as to what we can achieve. But my call to every Zambian is that it is time to embrace the spirit of patriotism. It is time to embrace the spirit of commitment and resilience. Let's make sure that we know we attained political emancipation from the colonial master.
Okay.
What we have to do now, and our duty as politicians, is not to fight one another, but our duty is to hand down economic emancipation to our people. And you, the people of Zambia, you need to rise up and begin to take up the challenge and take up your positions. You cannot be sitting down to say, Mr. Run grocery. They can never wonder this watch they go run grocery. I mean, you are allowing money to go. You know, sometimes I feel bad where I see Rwandia comes in and out, in and out. Money is going out of the country like no man's business. This is the only country where there is no control as to how money goes out of the country.
Why is that the case?
We will need to implement the right policies,
okay,
to safeguard both the minerals and the assets of this country, which is the resources.
Okay. Pastor President Peter Chanda, thank you so much for coming through to Camnet TV's Lunchtime Cafe this afternoon, and for honoring our invitation, and congratulations for winning Petoke Central parliamentary seat. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, and to all the viewers, just know that come 2026, UPND kuyabebere. Filafine tubashikire kupetauke. Efe tufile twice abashika.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, there you have it, viewers. That was President Peter Chanda making his appearance for the first time in 2025 on Camnet TV. Thank you so much to you, the viewers, my directors upstairs. Thank you so much. I have been your host, Joe Smarter is my name. We'll see you when you see us. Good afternoon.